Hello students, I'm Rajiv Jha and welcome to this Q&A on electrical machine part 4. Here in this video, I try to clear concept of getting voltage regulation of alternator through ASA method and I hope you will like this video. So let's begin. This is the American Standard Association method, ASA method, and this method is used for voltage regulation in synchronous generator. So first is most accurate method of finding voltage regulation in synchronous generator. Yes, it is a most accurate method. Okay, through this we can say there is a two type of drawback which is on earlier we have seen in EMF method or MMF method or ZPFC method. In three of these method there is a two error actually. First is saturation. For saturation, it among of these three method we are not including saturation over there. So this is the first, you can say, first error. Okay, among the EMF and saturation. Second one is, first is saturation and second one is previous method. Either if we talk about the EMF, MMF or ZPFC, previous method we only get the voltage regulation in a synchronous generator, but type of synchronous generator is only limited, that is only for cylindrical rotor type synchronous generator. We cannot use previous method, okay, for finding voltage regulation of any salient pole type synchronous generator, so it can't be used over there. So for salient pole type synchronous generator we will have to use ASA method only. Okay, for salient pole type we use the ASA method only. Okay, so these two things which is most you can say which makes this method most accurate as compared to previous method. Okay, let's see. Modification of MMF method. Yes, it is a modification of MMF method, and it you can say it improves the drawback of ZPFC method. More accurate than portile triangle. Yes, it is more accurate than portile triangle method. Okay, can be used in salient and cylindrical type of synchronous. So as we discussed earlier, for EMF method, okay, or MMF method, or we talk about the ZPFC method. ZPFC. So these three methods are used to calculate voltage regulation only for the cylindrical type of synchronous generator. For salient type of synchronous generator, their error will almost 3 to 4%. Okay, that's why we are not 3 to 4% more. Also 3 to 4% or not percent actually, 3 to 4 times. Okay, not percent, 3 to 4 times more error we will get if we use that method, EMF method, MMF method or ZPFC method used for the salient pole type synchronous generator. So we only use so through ASA method we calculate the voltage regulation of salient pole type synchronous generator. Okay, so our next is, so here we say this is the first step how we draw the ASA method. So first in this case, first we draw OCC and air gap characteristics. We know how we calculate the OCC characteristics. Okay, first we open the stator winding, okay, of the alternator, then increase the field current and we will get some point and just you can say get make that point, and you can say the lineup or join that point we will get the OCC. Okay, why it is curved? Because it is a saturation, due to saturation actually. Then after we will get a ZPFC. So okay, we also draw the ZPFC curve over here. Okay, so how we draw the ZPFC curve? Actually ZPFC is nothing but it is only the shift of OCC curve. So there is a two type of shift. In horizontal, the shift is due to K into IA, armature current. In vertical, the shift is due to leakage reactance drop. Okay, IA XL. So through this, we can say the shift is occurred in ZPFC. So zero, it is from O to A. Okay, how is so in this OA actually comes from when terminal voltage is 0. That means the alternator stator winding is short circuit at that time. So this is the only stator winding. When alternator stator winding will be short circuited, then we can say Vt equal to 0, and in that case there is a short circuit characteristics occurred, If and IA. Between of this, when the field current is increases, then the increase of armature current occurred. So we stop when we get the rated armature current. Okay, so here we get the rated armature current, and in ZPFC I told you there is a constant armature current always. In ZPFC you will find always a constant armature current. That is a property of ZPFC characteristics. Okay, so here you will get OA, and this field current is compensating two type of MMF. First is uh, it is compensating the armature reaction MMF, and second one it compensating the leakage reactance MMF. So these two type of MMF can be compensated through this field current called OA. Okay, so here we see the next is, okay, here we draw horizontal line through full load voltage O dash. Okay, this is the actually this is the phasor diagram of this circuit, of the circuit, or of any you can say alternator, where we draw, where this is the lagging load, this is the lagging current actually. Okay, and this is the terminal voltage. Okay, and IARA, generally we neglect IARA because we know the armature resistance is contributed only 0.1 per unit, so we neglect IARA, but here we include just so the full you can say diagram, but in calculation we neglect IARA actually. Okay, this is the IAXL, that is the leakage reactance drop. Okay, and this is the ER is the resultant EMF. Okay, so these things you know, है ना? So here you see there is a voltage, terminal voltage. So through this terminal voltage we draw a line. Okay, so we will this line cut air gap line at G, and it is cut ZPFC at M. So through this we say we will get a first point of M, and second point of M, and first point is A. So through these 2 point only, we required only 2 point in this method, and through this point we will draw the ZPFC characteristics. Okay, so here we will get a 2 point M and A. Okay, then what we will do? Yes, so we draw the Poltire triangle. As we know, when we got the point of M, okay, we got the point of M. So through M we make a point MN, we cut the line MN, okay, which is equal to OA. So this MN equal to OA. So here we get the point N. This we will get the point N, and through this N we draw the you can say parallel with the air gap line, and when it cut the OCC at O, then we through this point O we draw this line and meet it at point M. So this OMN is made a triangle actually. Okay, but portile triangle is a different thing. Portile triangle, when we drop from O, when we drop perpendicular to MN, from O, when we draw perpendicular to MN, then we say OPM is called the Poulter triangle. So through this way we draw the Poulter triangle. Okay, so first of all what we do, we get the point M. First we'll find out the point M, then we from OA, yeah, is in equal to OA, we draw here MN, and then from point N we place a parallel line, with the air gap line, and when it cut the point O, we connect O to M, then from O we draw a perpendicular line to the MN. Okay, so through this we will get a OPM is the you can say portile triangle in this way. So next is what happened when we'll get the portile triangle. So yes, portile triangle. So first we explain OP. OP is the leakage voltage drop. So here we what we get, OP is the leakage reactance drop, and so this from this way we will get the value of IAXL. And if I want to value of XL, then we will have to whatever the value of OP divided by IA. If we divide this with IA, then we will get the leakage reactance. Okay, through this way we will get the leakage reactance. Calculate leakage reaction. So I told you earlier, OP divided by IA. Okay, calculate, get the value of ER. Okay, so here you see the formula. Here you see IAR, ER equal to VT is the terminal voltage plus IARA plus IAXL. ER is the air gap. Actually, I told you what is ER. ER is the air gap EMF. Okay, remember this. Air gap EMF, it is ER, or resultant air gap EMF. Okay, ER equal to VT plus IARA plus IAXL. So here you see that IARA is almost neglected. So if we consider IAXL, so in calculation we consider IAXL plus VT only. Okay, so whatever the value through the, you can say, through the, because it is all the phasor diagram, phasor sum, so we will get the value of ER, and then if we get the value of ER, we put a horizontal line with respect to the in parallel with the x-axis, then whenever it cut the OCC at I, in that way or in that point we draw a line. Okay, we draw a line that is correspondence to the ER, then this point B we will get. Okay, so this is the ER, this line is ER, and here we will get a 2 point. One is air gap. In when ER line of ER or horizontal line, or draw a line from ER in parallel with horizontal axis, we will get 2 point actually. One is air gap line, one is in air gap line, that is H, and second one is OCC, that is I. Okay, remember these point is also important. So HI is called, that's saturation point actually, saturation mmf area or saturation area. We will discuss later. Okay, in upcoming our slide we will discuss it. So now draw the field current correspondence to, we will draw it. OB is the field current. Okay, this is the OB is the field current. So now we will talk about O dash G is the field current required of rated voltage without considering saturation. So here you see there is a linear actually linearity between uh, field current and rated voltage. So in this way, through O to G, from O to G, there is nothing we can add up any saturation condition over here. So this is, that's why this field current, whatever field current we will get when we go from O to G, whatever the field current we will get, that field current consider without considering saturation. We know this. Okay, from this way we know this. O to G, there is no any, you can say, saturation or curve here. So it is almost follow the air gap line. So that's why this field current will be called as O dash G actually. This field current is called the O dash G. Okay, remember this. This is not the O dash G you told about. Okay, this field current is called the O dash G. So next is, yes, okay, this is the graph. This is the phasor diagram. Through phasor diagram, we explain how the, so first is FR, that is O dash I. You see here O dash I. So O dash I, how we reach O dash? Okay, how we reach O dash to I? So which we reach O dash to I when we O dash G, when we compensate the O dash G through field current, then G to H through field current, then S to I to field current. Through this way we get the O dash I. So if we get the field current, total field current O dash I, then we will say this field current correspondence to this field current, we will get the final EMF output. Okay, so let's see how it will get. So O dash I, GH equal to OA, GH equal to, so here you see O dash I, this is the final thing we want, O dash I. So this is the resultant thing. Okay, remember this. So this vector is coming from when we add O dash G. Okay, when we add O dash G and GH. So when we add O dash G and GH, then we will get the, one second, yes. So when we add O dash G and GH and GH, then we will get OH. Okay, and if OH and HI is added, then we will get OI, or resultant of field, you can say resultant field or mean field MMF, or resultant field MMF or final field MMF, through which we will get the value of no load voltage. Okay, or E naught. So what is this O dash G? So O dash G equal to OA. Now in the previous slide we see, so this is called OA equal to O dash G. That is almost, actually here you see a difference actually, because we are not you can say so calculative to drawing this, but O dash G and OA is almost equal. Okay, equal to OA. Okay, remember this. O dash G equal to OA. So first you see from this way, O dash G and OA. This one is OA. Okay. So so OA is called the sum of field current and, or you can say, field current of compensating armature reaction and field current of compensating leakage flux. Okay, ignore armature resistance. If we ignore armature resistance, then theta equal to theta equal to alpha. It is distance of HI. So this distance is called, important one is, this distance is called, on the field excitation scale, give the additional excitation that must be added to the unsaturated excitation O dash H. So here you see what is HI. HI is the saturation part. Okay, from previous you see, actually from previous you see more detail, more you can say, you have cleared the concept HI, about the HI. HI is where, HI is the iron MMF actually. HI is the iron MMF. There is a two type of MMF. Okay, first is, this is called the, always called the air gap MMF. Either it is O dash G. This is also called the air gap MMF without saturation. Okay, and this is called the air gap MMF without saturation. This one is also called. Okay, and HI is called the iron MMF. Okay, HI is called the iron. What is iron MMF actually? Actually, you know, the flux is going from north to south, and internally is, it is south to north. So this is also required some, you can say, reluctance when the saturation come. So the reluctance of the internal body is higher than the reluctance of the outer body. That's why there, you can say, it also generates some, yeah, increase some MMF to continue the flux rotation. Okay, so this MMF, or this MMF is called the iron MMF. You can also call this iron MMF. So that's why it's, you can say, OCC is curve, is in the curve form. Okay, this is the another topic we will discuss. We will discuss in some other video. Okay, so here you see, this is the HI. HI is the, is come to compensate. HI is the field current. That field current in HI, that we will get that field current which is generally take responsibility to compensate the iron MMF. Okay, that simple way we only think about HI. Okay, so here is the HI. So distant HI on the field excitation scales gives the additional excitation that must be added to the unsaturated excitation O dash H. Okay, so through this we determine the O dash I. Okay, if we add the HI, then we determine the O dash I. If we add the HI, then we add also the saturation. So through this we get the O dash I, and this O dash I is called the correspondence. Through this O dash I, we get the correspondence field current. Okay, as I told you. So this is called the field current. So this is called O dash I. Here you see all the value from O to G, and then we will get, sorry, from O dash to G, and then G to H, then S to I. So through these MMF, we, what we will get the, through this distance actually we will calculate it and cut this distance from O to C. Then we will get this value O to C, or this distance O to C, which is almost equal to the O dash G plus GH plus HI. Okay, so through this way we include the, this unsaturated part of the characteristics. So OC is the total current which is required to compensate O dash G, GH and HI, and through this MMF whatever we get the E naught value or value of the output or open circuit voltage value, this E naught can be measured when we draw a straight line through C, and that straight line the point cut a point on OCC, and through this point when we get the voltage, that voltage is called the E naught. So through this way we will get the voltage of E naught. And as we know, if we know the E naught, then we also know the voltage regulation. Okay, so as we know, voltage regulation equal to E naught minus Vt divided by Vt. So Vt is already I know about, that is the rated voltage, and we calculated E naught. Through this we will get the voltage regulation. So through this way we calculated the voltage regulation. Okay, in my so at the last we will see in short what we will do. Okay, so in my previous scale, first we do actually, okay, I will tell you from the beginning actually how it is made in salt. I will tell. Okay, so through this first we will get OCC and ZPFC characteristics. Okay, then we get the terminal voltage and that is drawn from the VT phasor diagram, and we will get the point M, and before we will get the point A is getting by short circuit test. Through short circuit test we will get the point A, and M is getting through the phasor diagram. Okay, then through this way we get the polarity triangle OPM. Okay, then we calculate the leakage reactance, and through leakage reactance we calculate ER. Okay, air gap EMF. Then through air gap EMF we will get the 2 point H and I. H is on the air gap line and I is on the OCC. Okay, you see this is G. So this is the important point actually, so I draw it this. And then after what we do, after getting, we will get the field current, and then O dash G, we told about O dash G. Okay, here what we do, we O dash G plus GH, we add this vector and get the value of O dash H, and after that we include saturation also HI. So because in this method we will add saturation. Okay, so here we add HI and we will get the O dash I. Okay, through O dash I, what we will do, through O dash I we will get a field current. Okay, in similar or compensating the O dash I, we get a field current OC, and through this we draw the field current, and then from point C we draw a parallel line of with respect to you can say y-axis, and this line cut the OCC at point J, and through J we draw a horizontal line with respect to x, and we will get the value of E naught. So through this way we will get the E naught. E naught is the open circuit voltage value, and if we get the E naught we will get the voltage regulation, because voltage regulation equal to E naught minus ka Vt divided by Vt 200. Okay, so if you get the V naught E naught, Vt is already given, so we will get the voltage regulation. So thank you for being with this video, and hope you like this video.